going through this. So maintenance logs, make sure that your maintenance logs are up to date or being recorded. Things like tires and brake inspections, and any recent out of service events are all being recorded and, reviewed essentially. Also make sure that your DVIRs are actually being completed and they're not just signing off, and ensure that the drivers are doing what they need to do before they get on the road. The other thing is, are maintenance requests being reviewed and addressed? So if a driver submits something, it needs to be looked at, it needs to be reviewed and possibly addressed if it is a major safety violation. So some of the root causes are just poor daily inspection processes. If you're using paper or it's a really hard process for your driver, they're more likely to skip it or to not do it because it takes a lot of time. It takes time out of their driving time, and they only get so many hours in a day, right, to be hours of service compliant. So making sure that that inspection process is easy for them to do will help make them be more thorough. Also, just a lack of communication between maintenance team and the driver. So the driver has an issue, they do their DVIR, and then what happens with that DVIR or what happens with that maintenance request? If it's a really manual process and it has to go through a lot of different channels, odds are that the ball might get dropped. The maintenance team doesn't actually see that request, and then it never gets fixed. So how to fix that? Schedule regular internal audits for your maintenance docs, especially if you have a lot of different individuals who are involved in this process. Just make sure that there's someone kind of overseeing it overall and ensuring that those documents are being looked at, to ensure that something that was reported actually gets fixed. Also, things like maintenance software, automation, and like a communication portal is always really helpful. So if you can kind of automate that system, with having that visibility from driver to who needs to actually deal with the problem, cutting out that middle man is kind of, really helpful.